Do you want to learn how to keep your business financially healthy? Then join our cash flow management course. Cash flow is the lifeblood of any business, and managing it effectively is essential to the long-term success and survival of the company. In this course, you'll learn how to monitor, analyze, and optimize the flow of money in and out of your business, as well as how to use tools and techniques such as cash flow statements, forecasting, and budgeting to improve your cash flow. We'll cover the difference between positive and negative cash flow, and how to take advantage of positive cash flow to invest in growth, pay off debt, and build up cash reserves. You'll also learn how to manage the timing of cash inflows and outflows, and how to collaborate with different departments within your business to ensure effective cash flow management. By the end of the course, you'll have the skills and knowledge you need to balance the need for growth and investment with the need to maintain a healthy cash position, while also minimizing risk and maximizing opportunities for profitability. Don't miss out on this opportunity to take control of your business's financial health. Number 1, cash flow management involves monitoring, analyzing, and optimizing the flow of money in and out of a business. Cash flow management is like the air we breathe, it is essential for the survival of any business. Just as our lungs take in oxygen and expel carbon dioxide, a business must take in cash and pay out expenses to stay alive. However, without proper management of the flow of money, a business can quickly suffocate under the weight of its own financial obligations. Cash flow management is the process of monitoring, analyzing, and optimizing the flow of money in and out of a business. It involves tracking the inflow and outflow of cash, as well as understanding the timing and nature of these transactions. By doing so, businesses can gain valuable insights into their financial health, identify potential cash flow issues, and take steps to mitigate them. Monitoring cash flow involves keeping track of all the money that flows in and out of a business. This includes payments from customers, expenses for supplies and services, and investments in assets or equipment. Analyzing cash flow involves looking at the timing and nature of these transactions to identify patterns or trends that could impact the business's cash position. For example, a business may notice that certain customers consistently pay late, causing a cash crunch at the end of each month. Finally, optimizing cash flow involves taking action to improve the flow of money in and out of the business. This could involve negotiating better payment terms with suppliers, offering discounts for early payment from customers, or investing in technologies that streamline financial processes. In conclusion, effective cash flow management is essential for the long-term success and survival of any business. By monitoring, analyzing, and optimizing the flow of money in and out of the business, businesses can ensure they have the cash they need to pay their expenses, invest in growth, and weather any financial storms that may come their way. Number 2, cash flow is the lifeblood of any business, and managing it effectively is essential to the long-term success and survival of the company. Cash flow is the heartbeat of any business. Without it, the business cannot survive. Just as the human body needs a steady supply of blood to function, a business needs a steady supply of cash to pay its bills, invest in growth, and stay afloat. That's why managing cash flow effectively is absolutely critical to the long-term success and survival of any company. Cash flow is simply the movement of money in and out of a business over a given period of time. Positive cash flow means that the business is bringing in more money than it is spending, while negative cash flow means that the business is spending more than it is bringing in. Regardless of whether a business has positive or negative cash flow, managing it effectively is essential. Managing cash flow effectively means ensuring that the business always has enough cash on hand to meet its obligations, such as paying rent, salaries, and suppliers. It also means being able to invest in growth opportunities, such as new products or services, without putting the business at risk. Effective cash flow management requires a deep understanding of the business's financial position and its cash needs. It also requires the ability to forecast future cash flows, to anticipate potential cash flow issues, and to take action to address them before they become a problem. In conclusion, Cash flow is the lifeblood of any business, and managing it effectively is absolutely essential to the long-term success and survival of the company. By staying on top of cash flow, businesses can ensure they always have the cash they need to pay their bills, invest in growth, and thrive in today's fast-paced and ever-changing business environment. Number 3, poor cash flow management can lead to financial instability, missed opportunities, and even bankruptcy. Picture this: a business with a great product, a talented team, and a loyal customer base suddenly goes bankrupt. What went wrong? The answer is often poor cash flow management. In fact, poor cash flow management can lead to financial instability, missed opportunities, and even bankruptcy for businesses of all sizes. When a business does not manage its cash flow effectively, it can quickly find itself in a precarious financial position. It may struggle to pay its bills on time, leading to late fees, penalties, and damaged relationships with suppliers. It may miss out on growth opportunities because it does not have the cash on hand to invest in them. And it may be forced to take on debt to cover its expenses, which can be difficult to repay and can damage the business's credit rating. In the worst-case scenario, poor cash flow management can lead to bankruptcy. This can happen when a business consistently spends more than it brings in, and is unable to repay its debts. Bankruptcy can be a devastating blow to any business, resulting in the loss of jobs, customers, and reputation. The good news is that poor cash flow management is often preventable. By staying on top of cash flow, monitoring expenses, and forecasting future cash needs, businesses can avoid many of the pitfalls that lead to financial instability in bankruptcy. In conclusion, poor cash flow management can be a business's downfall. It can lead to missed opportunities, damaged relationships with suppliers, and even bankruptcy. That's why it's so important for businesses to manage their cash flow effectively, to ensure they have the cash they need to pay their bills, invest in growth, and thrive in today's competitive business environment. Number 4, cash flow can be positive or negative, depending on whether the business is bringing in more cash than it is spending. As a business owner, one of the most important things you need to keep an eye on is your cash flow. Cash flow refers to the amount of money that flows in and out of your business over a given period of time. It can be positive or negative, depending on whether your business is bringing in more cash than it is spending. Positive cash flow is the ideal scenario for any business. This means that your business is bringing in more money than it is spending, and you have cash left over to reinvest in the business, pay down debts, or save for a rainy day. Positive cash flow can give you the flexibility to take advantage of growth opportunities, weather economic downturns, and build a strong financial foundation for your business. Negative cash flow, on the other hand, can be a sign of trouble. This means that your business is spending more money than it is bringing in, and you may need to dip into your reserves or take on debt to cover your expenses. Negative cash flow can limit your ability to invest in growth opportunities, pay your bills on time, and even stay in business in the long run. Managing your cash flow effectively is essential to ensure your business stays afloat. You need to be able to accurately forecast your cash flow, monitor your expenses, and take action to address any cash flow issues before they become a problem. In conclusion, understanding the concept of cash flow is critical for any business owner. Positive cash flow can give you the financial flexibility to grow and thrive, while negative cash flow can lead to financial trouble. By managing your cash flow effectively, you can ensure your business stays on track and has the cash it needs to succeed. Number 5, positive cash flow allows a business to invest in growth, pay off debt, and build up cash reserves, while negative cash flow can put a strain on the company's finances. Imagine having the freedom to invest in your business's growth, pay off debts, and build up a financial safety net. That's what positive cash flow can provide for a business. Positive cash flow occurs when a business brings in more cash than it spends, allowing it to make smart investments in its future. With positive cash flow, a business can invest in new equipment, expand its product line, or open new locations. These investments can help a business attract new customers and increase revenue, leading to even more positive cash flow. Positive cash flow can also allow a business to pay off debts, reducing the amount of interest it has to pay and improving its credit score. Building up cash reserves is another benefit of positive cash flow. A business can use these reserves to weather economic downturns, cover unexpected expenses, or take advantage of new opportunities. Having a strong financial cushion can give a business the confidence it needs to make bold moves and take calculated risks. On the other hand, negative cash flow can put a strain on a business's finances. It can limit a business's ability to invest in growth, pay off debts, and build up cash reserves. Negative cash flow can also lead to missed payments to suppliers and creditors, damaging relationships and hurting the business's reputation. In conclusion, positive cash flow can provide a business with the financial freedom it needs to invest in growth, pay off debts, and build up cash reserves. By contrast, negative cash flow can put a strain on a business's finances and limit its ability to succeed in the long run. By managing cash flow effectively, businesses can maximize their positive cash flow and set themselves up for success. Number 6. There are several tools and techniques that businesses can use to manage their cash flow, including cash flow statements, forecasting, budgeting, and financial modeling. Managing cash flow is crucial to the success of any business, and fortunately, there are several tools and techniques that businesses can use to effectively manage their cash flow. By using these tools, businesses can monitor and optimize their cash flow, ensuring that they have the funds they need to operate and grow. One important tool for managing cash flow is the cash flow statement. This statement provides a snapshot of a business's cash inflows and outflows over a given period of time. It allows businesses to see where their cash is coming from and where it's going, making it easier to identify any potential issues and make adjustments as needed. Another important technique for managing cash flow is forecasting. By forecasting their cash flow, businesses can estimate their future cash inflows and outflows, giving them a better understanding of their future financial situation. This can help businesses make more informed decisions about investments, expenditures, and debt management. Budgeting is another essential tool for managing cash flow. By creating a budget, businesses can plan their spending and ensure that they have enough cash on hand to cover their expenses. Budgeting can also help businesses identify areas where they may be overspending and make adjustments to reduce their costs. Finally, financial modeling is a powerful technique that can help businesses make strategic decisions about their cash flow. By using financial models, businesses can simulate different scenarios and evaluate the potential impact on their cash flow. This can help businesses make informed decisions about investments, pricing, and other key business decisions. In conclusion, managing cash flow is essential to the success of any business, and there are several tools and techniques available to help businesses do just that. By using cash flow statements, forecasting, budgeting, and financial modeling, businesses can monitor and optimize their cash flow, ensuring that they have the funds they need to operate and grow. Number 7. Cash flow management requires ongoing monitoring and adjustment, as cash flow can be affected by a variety of internal and external factors, such as changes in sales volume, customer payment behavior, and economic conditions. Managing cash flow is not a one-time event, but an ongoing process that requires constant monitoring and adjustment. This is because cash flow can be affected by a variety of internal and external factors that are subject to change over time. For example, changes in sales volume, customer payment behavior, and economic conditions can all have a significant impact on a business's cash flow. To effectively manage cash flow, businesses must stay on top of these changes and make adjustments as needed. For example, if sales volume decreases, a business may need to reduce expenses or find new sources of revenue to maintain positive cash flow. Similarly, if customer payment behavior changes, a business may need to adjust its collection policies to ensure that it receives payments on time. External factors, such as economic conditions, can also have a significant impact on a business's cash flow. For example, during an economic downturn, customers may be less likely to make purchases, leading to a decrease in sales volume and cash inflows. In this case, a business may need to reduce expenses and conserve cash to ensure that it can weather the economic storm. The key to effective cash flow management is to stay proactive and anticipate changes before they occur. By monitoring key indicators, such as sales volume, accounts receivable, and accounts payable, businesses can stay on top of their cash flow and make adjustments as needed. It's also important to have a contingency plan in place in case of unexpected changes, such as a sudden decrease in sales or a disruption in the supply chain. In conclusion, managing cash flow requires ongoing monitoring and adjustment to ensure that a business has the funds it needs to operate and grow. By staying proactive and anticipating changes, businesses can optimize their cash flow and ensure long-term success. Number 8. In addition to managing cash inflows and outflows, businesses must also consider the timing of these transactions, as delaying payments or speeding up collections can have a significant impact on cash flow. When it comes to cash flow management, timing is everything. Businesses must not only manage their cash inflows and outflows but also consider the timing of these transactions. Delaying payments or speeding up collections can have a significant impact on a company's cash flow. One common tactic businesses use to manage their cash flow is to delay payments to suppliers and vendors. While this can provide a short-term boost to cash reserves, it can also damage relationships with these key stakeholders. In addition, delaying payments can also lead to penalties and late fees, which can erode profits over time. On the other hand, speeding up collections can provide a more sustainable solution to cash flow management. This involves implementing processes to collect payments from customers more quickly, such as offering discounts for early payments or implementing an automated billing system. By collecting payments more quickly, businesses can improve their cash flow and reduce the need to rely on short-term financing options. Another factor to consider is the timing of capital expenditures, such as investments in new equipment or facilities. These expenses can have a significant impact on a business's cash flow, particularly if they are not timed correctly. By analyzing their cash flow projections and anticipating future needs, businesses can time these expenses to minimize the impact on their cash reserves. In conclusion, managing cash flow is not just about managing inflows and outflows, but also about timing. By carefully managing payments to suppliers and vendors, speeding up collections from customers, and timing capital expenditures strategically, businesses can optimize their cash flow and ensure long-term success. Number 9. Effective cash flow management requires collaboration between different departments within a business, including finance, sales, and operations. Cash flow management is not a task that can be accomplished by a single department or individual within a business. It requires collaboration between different departments, including finance, sales, and operations. Effective cash flow management is essential to the long-term success and survival of a business, and this requires a team effort. The finance department is responsible for monitoring and analyzing the company's cash flow, as well as developing strategies to optimize it. They work closely with the sales and operations departments to understand the company's revenue streams and cash needs, and to anticipate changes in the business environment that could affect cash flow. The sales department plays a crucial role in cash flow management by generating revenue and ensuring that customers pay their bills on time. They also work closely with the finance department to develop strategies for incentivizing customers to pay their bills early and for reducing the risk of late payments. The operations department is responsible for managing the company's expenses, including payroll, inventory, and capital expenditures. They work closely with the finance department to develop strategies for managing cash outflows and for timing capital expenditures to minimize their impact on cash reserves. Effective communication and collaboration between these departments is essential to effective cash flow management. By working together to develop strategies for optimizing cash flow, businesses can ensure that they have the cash reserves they need to invest in growth, pay off debt, and weather economic downturns. This team effort is crucial to the long-term success and survival of any business. Number 10, ultimately, successful cash flow management is about balancing the need for growth and investment with the need to maintain a healthy cash position, while also minimizing risk and maximizing opportunities for profitability. Successful cash flow management is a delicate balancing act that requires businesses to balance the need for growth and investment with the need to maintain a healthy cash position. This balancing act is essential to the long-term success and survival of a business, and it requires a thorough understanding of the company's cash flow needs, risks, and opportunities. To effectively manage cash flow, businesses must take a holistic approach that considers all of the factors that can affect cash flow, including sales volume, expenses, timing of payments, and economic conditions. By taking a strategic approach to cash flow management, businesses can optimize their cash position and ensure that they have the resources they need to invest in growth and innovation. Successful cash flow management also requires businesses to minimize risk and maximize opportunities for profitability. This can involve developing strategies for reducing the risk of late payments, negotiating favorable payment terms with suppliers, and identifying new revenue streams or cost-saving opportunities. Ultimately, the goal of cash flow management is to ensure that a business has the financial resources it needs to achieve its long-term goals and weather economic downturns. By taking a strategic approach to cash flow management and balancing the need for growth and investment with the need to maintain a healthy cash position, businesses can position themselves for long-term success and profitability.